Hey, this is Top Contender Boxing, where we keep it real and we keep 100. Today we're talking about Terrence Crawford, Bud Crawford. 38 wins, 29 knockouts, 0 losses. We're gonna talk about from when he started from Mean Machine to Porter to being a free agent now to either he's going to PBC or the Zone. Most likely PBC. But what do you think about the Mean Machine fight to now?
Well, from the Mean Machine, that was a county punching like crazy. That whole fight, you got two skilled fighters in there with pretty almost perfect IQ. I mean, that was a real good fight. They were both counter punching. It was like a booth fight, kind of, you know.
Yes, it was.
And his Mean Machine, he's a warrior. He left it in there, you know.
Yeah.
And but then again, I don't know if people are not gonna like this or not, but I don't know if that was a knockout.
You know, in the third, right?
Yes.
In the third.
I don't know if it was a knockout, but I don't think it was.
What did it look like to you? What did it look like to you in the third round?
It kind of looked like when he jabbed him or something. It kind of looked like when he took him with him.
It was a hook. That
that kind of like a fast, you know, that he took him with him. So that's why I'm leaning on, you know, Terrence Crawford. He, you know, it wasn't that it was hard. It was that he had an opponent in front of him that was really hard.
Yeah.
And he did a great job, you know, Terrence Crawford by, you know.
Okay. Yeah, and he finished him in the ninth.
Yes,
yeah.
He did.
Finished him in the ninth. You know, my assessment of that fight with Crawford and Mean Machine. I know that is a. I mean, you really got to look at it. You can either take favorites and blind your eyes. In my eyes, I saw in the third round, Crawford, when Mean Machine hooked him, which was a left hook. It was a beautiful left hook for Mean Machine. It looked, because of the hook, the way he brought it in when he hooked him, it looked like when he punched him, not only did he punch him, he brought him in with the punch. That's what, you know, brought Crawford in. Because if you see the way he punched him in the third round, if anybody sees that fight, if you go over that fight, look in the third round where Mean Machine dropped Crawford. Because it was the third round, it was a hook to the chin. And you see Crawford, he's lunging at him like he knows he's going down for a hug. That's the way my eyes saw it. But you know, either here or there, he won that fight in the ninth round. He dropped Mean Machine. He finished the fight. But, you know, in my eyes, I still saw Mean Machine drop him in the third round.
But the most important thing here is
he won the round.
That
he won the fight.
You know, that Terrence Crawford, he executed him.
He executed, yeah.
You know, it was a beautiful execute. So whether if it was a knockout or not, he executed beautifully. Yeah. And hey, you know, he was the best man that night.
Exactly. And like I said, those are my opinions. Those are my eyes. The refs never called it. That's another man calling it, saying that he, you know, it was just a tight. It was a clinch. And you know what? That's what it was. That's what the win was. So let's go from Crawford to Kelly Brook. What do you think about that fight from Crawford to Kelly Brook?
Well, man, that was kind of because it was a 4-round knockout.
It was 4 rounds.
It was only 4 rounds. I mean, what can I say? I mean,
yeah.
What do you got? I mean,
yeah, I know what you're saying. It was just as quick as quick.
Yeah, what's your assessment?
My only assessment, and I'll make this fast and quick. Yeah, Crawford got the job done, got it done fast, and you know, I'm saying points not to discredit Crawford. I'm saying points for the other fighter, and you got to be even if you're watching this and you're looking at this. You know, the way I look at it for Kelly Brook, we all know the risk he took when he fought Gigi. His face was demolished. Errol Spence finished it. It was Gigi and Kelly Brook. For an old man to have been in the position to fight Crawford, you know, you got to give the man props. But if it took 4 rounds for Crawford to finish him, then that's what it was.
That Triple G was when was
finished him.
His career.
Yeah,
basically it was that kind of like the overbone.
Yeah. So we'll just give that easy win for Crawford because it was an easy win. He made it look easy. That's how good he is. He made it look easy.
But then again, you know what? He had another skilled fighter in front of him.
Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about Crawford and Porter, the next fight.
Man.
That was a very technical fight.
Right, yes, it
very
was.
technical fight.
Yes, it was. But
You had a man coming at you, and then you had a man.
Yes, it was just a real technical fight. They were both counter pushing, moving beautifully. They were both just, you know, he went in there to give it all he got, and you know, his pops, I guess, through the, you know, the talent, and I understand he got upset, but the thing is that, you know, Bud Crawford was just a better man that night. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'll break down my assessment. Fucking Porter. I mean, Porter, he was being the aggressor to a point, because Crawford seemed to play the same game Porter was playing that day. Crawford was playing IQ to IQ that day. He was playing the game where I'm going to play it the same way you play, Porter, and let's see who does it better. To me, that fight, Crawford showed you he can stalk you from the beginning and still have gas to play with you and still have defense to maneuver you. And that was clear. Crawford was clearly moving on Porter, clearly, you know, dancing on him until, you know, the 10th round, the better man won.
But you don't think that he got all gassed, Porter?
Because of the high intent. I can't say that because, you know, we saw what he did with Errol Spence. He was winning the Errol Spence fight in my eyes until he touched gloves onto the mat. And personally, with this Crawford fight, he was missing so many punches.
Because
Porter.
I thought the reason why I think he was missing is because he was getting tired. He felt heavy.
Yeah, I get you.
That is what I think.
You want to fight heavier?
Yes. Yeah. Well, and then too, it's just it's probably ring rust. He hasn't been in there so much often, like you know, like other fighters. And to me, he looked kind of heavy and tired throughout mostly all the fight. That's why I'm saying that a lot of his power wasn't there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it looked like when he would load, Crawford would see it, and then he'd step to the side of him.
Because it would take him
the shoulder over.
Mm-hmm. It would take him
Crawford read it when he was about to load.
Exactly.
Yeah, Crawford read it.
Exactly, because it took him a second to unload.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got down to the Porter part. Let's get down to Crawford. Where do you think he's going to go? You think he's going to go to... well, he just left ESPN. So do you think he's going to go to DAZN or PBC?
I mean, I'm going to keep it real. I want him to go to DAZN, but he's end up in PBC.
Okay. Well, you know, the only reason why I think PBC is because Errol's there.
The fighters, yeah.
Ugas is there. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit, you even got Porter there if you want a rematch, but what's the
fights are
rematch?
There.
Yeah, everybody there. And, you know, they'll give him the most bread there at PBC. He'll make his most money there, and he'll probably retire there. And, you know, reality, you know, for him moving up, what was it, 30, 35 to now 47?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's moved up 3 weights.
3 weight divisions.
And for him to finish up his career in the 47, you know, that's already Hall of Fame status.
He was undisputed too in 40.
What do you think? Okay. Say Errol Spence beat Ugas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to happen there between Errol Spence and Crawford? We know what Errol Spence did against Porter.
Well,
we know what Errol Spence did against Danny Garcia.
That would be okay. Well, yeah, that would be a real good. That's real good. That's something everybody wants to see.
Exactly.
But it's like, are we gonna see it? I don't know. But my assessment is, I think I will go for Crawford by decision.
On Errol Spence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why? Why do you say that?
Well,
one man's more off the back foot. One man was ready to fucking fight.
But yes, but then too, you can think about this. Terrence Crawford, he's fought mostly everybody because he's come up from three divisions.
Yeah,
you know, and he's had belts.
Seen him.
Yes, and Errol Spence has just been stuck there. You know,
since the amateurs
yes,
in the Olympics.
And you know, and Crawford's just been, you know, boom, 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 boom. You know, from undisputed to right now. You know, so that man has fought a lot of different fighters. You know, I just think he's had a little bit more, and I just think because of Spence, because of the accident and everything, he doesn't look right. I think he should just move up.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, just like Muhammad Ali said this when when his fight got canceled because of the Vietnam issues and whatnot, when Muhammad Ali was supposed to fight Frazier, we'll never know. We'll just never know what will happen. So, the only thing I will say for the Errol Spence and Crawford, if that fight ever makes the papers, makes pay-per-view, we'll never know. This will be everybody's guess. Oh, I think this guy's going to win. I think that guy's going to win. We'll break down our tiny assessment here. I'll break down my tiny assessment. With Errol Spence, I saw what Porter was able to do. Porter was able to control that fight. He was able to move him backwards. He was able to smother him until Errol Spence was able to drop him. And you can either say he did or not because his glove touched the ring. But I thought Porter was dominating that fight. Like, he has his problems, but we'll never know because Errol Spence gave a good win that day, and it became his win that day. People will say what they want to say about Errol. Crawford, on the other hand, he'll either fight you off the back foot or he'll fight you in the middle of the ring, dance on you in the middle of the ring, and fight you in the middle of the ring.
But he'll stay there with you even if he's hurt.
And he's slick. He's slick. If you're about to load, he'll smooth on you. And so, you know what? I would give Crawford the edge over Errol because he's slick. He's very slick.
So you see what I see, man. Just by little margin.
Yeah, that margin will make him win. But I'm still 50-50 because Mean Machine was able to drop him. Mean Machine was able to drop him in the third. So, you know, I still take Crawford if he's slick and on point that night. What do you think?
Same here.
Okay.
Just by a little margin, but you know, like you said, but I just take Crawford just by a little bit. But hey, it could be flipped.
Like that, yeah. It's boxing. Anything
exactly.
Happen. Anything happen.
Especially this fight. I mean, it's like a 50-50, but just a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's by margin. I got Crawford by margin too. I do got Crawford by margin.
That's gonna be
a great fight.
Yes, it is.
So hopefully that super fight can happen, and just like Muhammad Ali went out there and said, "We'll never know," because hopefully we do know about this fight, because you know what? This is their history. This is their Hall of Fame fight. This is what will put them in the Hall of Fame. This will put them in the books. Yeah, they did a lot of work, but this will be their groundbreaking fight. And we'll leave it there. Like and subscribe. And if you got any comments at the bottom of the message, you got any problems or anything you want to say about it, go ahead and say it.
Thank you.
Thank you.